Hello, everyone. It's Vic here, your friendly Vic from the Curve. I have a favour to ask you. You know, Soph, she beavers away super hard at doing all the production of the podcast, and she recently told me that a very, very, very tiny percent of you, 2% of you, follow or subscribe to this podcast. And I nearly fell off my seat. I was like, what are the 98% doing? So I thought, you know what? I'm going to jump in here and I'm going to say to you, please, please, please click follow or subscribe, whatever platform that you're listening to this podcast on, because it really, really helps us in terms of producing a bigger and better podcast for you. So also, actually, it means that you won't miss out on any episodes, which heaven forbid you should.
You'd have nothing to talk about at work.
And it takes 2 seconds and you could have done it by now. Gosh, I sound like my dad.
Yeah.
Oh.
But it's true. It's a very quick and easy thing, and it helps us so much. So if you wouldn't mind, we'd really love that.
Thank you.
Hi, and welcome to The Curve Weekly, the podcast that keeps you up to date with all the money, business, and stock market tea.
Everyone should experience first class at least once in their lives, and Annie shouldn't miss out just because she can't afford it.
Help me, I'm poor.
So just to set the scene, I am currently drinking a Corona. Well, Vic has a lemon
You look like you
water.
just got home from like being out on the town.
I have.
You're like on the bed in this black strapless.
I went
and
to...
you're like, you know what? I'm just going to record a podcast.
The Fork and Tap. I'm in Arrowtown visiting my mum. You know that real cute pub down on the main
cute.
street? And I was like wandering home like a little bit tiddly, and I was like, this is irresponsible. I shouldn't be recording a podcast after 3 drinks.
Oh gosh.
I know.
Maybe we should do a drunk podcast. It'd be quite fun.
Be quite fun, wouldn't it? But I think it would be better if we're both drunk. I don't want to be.
Yes.
Like I sort of feel like the
sober
awkward.
one.
Yeah. Well,
Also, why are pubs always called the Fork and Tap, the Crown and Shuttle? They're always something and something.
I actually remember my mum telling me a story about, it was like a family friend or someone that had an accent, and they're like, can I have my fork and knife? But it sounded like they said, can I have my fucking knife? But they were saying, can I have my fork and my knife? And I thought, the Fork and Tap reminds me of that.
That's quite funny.
Can I have my fork and knife? And they were like, we don't speak like that in this house.
What?
Yeah.
Be like, I want my fucking knife.
Oh my God, Vic, we've made money in the crypto space.
Yes, we have.
How much did we put in?
We put in $3,000. So yours is 2,000. Mine was only 1,000.
Shit, so you only put 1,000 in, crack up. Because when we first spoke about this, I was like, let's put 2. And Vic was like, I only want to do
So you
one.
you text me and you were like, let's put 2,000. And I was like, whoa, no, let's just do 1,000 for now. And then we'll do 1,000 later. And you're like, too late, I've already transferred it to your bank account. And I was like,
that's right.
Oh gosh, okay. So I was like, okay, well, I'll invest yours. And then I'll put in $1,000 of mine. And lo and behold, should have listened to Sophie all right.
Shit, yeah. So I've doubled my money.
It has done so well. It's like crazy. Like I sent Soph a little video of the price chart and it has just gone bananas. But yeah, it's up 150% in the last 6 months. I was about to be like, wild.
I kind of want to take I want to take my money out though. That's kind of what I wanted to talk to you about. I was like, is it stupid to take my money out? Because I'm in a bit of a dire situation at the moment. So I was thinking maybe this is a good time. If it's doubled, like, isn't that great?
Yeah, I know. It is. It's quite crazy because we kind of bought it and then it dropped and then went back up. So I was sitting here thinking, oh, we haven't probably made any money. And then cha-ching, check the bank account.
So we've made $4,000.
Yeah, it's quite great.
Well, I have.
Yeah, I have made 2.
Shit, yeah.
So we can sell it.
I want to invest more.
Yeah, I knew this would happen.
I'm such a hype
this is the
girl,
thing.
I get so caught up in the hype.
Exactly, and this is exactly what happens with so many people. They're like, oh gosh, I've doubled my money. I'm going to keep it in there. I'm going to add more. Very rarely do people go, oh no, that's a lot that I've made. I'm going to sell out. But as you can see, me and Sophie are very different in terms of I'm probably more risky for this. Hence why I only put in $1,000. But this is all because, and we spoke about this, I think a few weeks ago, around how now there's ETFs. So you can buy Bitcoin ETFs. And so there's been a huge, huge surge in demand for Bitcoin. And BlackRock, who's the largest fund manager, and they do most of the ETFs. So they do your S&P 500 ETF, they're the biggest ETF creator. Their Bitcoin ETF reached $10 billion of investment in 2 months. So that's $10 billion. It's the fastest new ETF ever. So there is such a demand for this. It's crazy.
I feel like the reason maybe that's successful is because it's less risky if you're in any situation, if you're buying an ETF, because you're getting diversification. I think there's probably a lot of people that don't back themselves to pick the next coin, but they sort of want to have access to cryptocurrencies.
And I think it's also just the fact that it's all in one place. Like ETFs, most of them are usually housed on trading platforms where you can buy stocks and shares. And so not having to go to where we have ours, like Coinbase, transferring money, buying Bitcoin, selling it in a different platform, it's all housed in, say, Sharesies, for example, where you can buy ETFs, buy stocks. So it's kind of all in one place. Just gives it, creates less friction, which means that more people can buy it. So yeah, I think it's going to be quite interesting to see what happens, because stock charts that go like this, that go straight up, that go vertical, they really, really scare me. Because if we're looking at Bitcoin, for example, it has reached all-time highs. So everyone who has ever bought a Bitcoin or part of a Bitcoin has now made a profit. So if everyone is thinking like you, I've made a profit, I'm going to sell, because it's now reached new. So the previous high was $64,000 in December 2021. And now it's at 67,000. So even if you bought at 64,000 and you saw your price of your Bitcoin fall, it's now back and it's made a profit. So those people are going, oh gosh, I'm probably going to sell because I've been waiting so long and now
or there's people who know that now there's an ETF, now it's available in a more...
Yeah, it's more accessible.
Yeah, I almost feel like maybe there's a chance for it to continue to go up because it's so much more accessible now.
Yeah, no, I mean, and that's the thing. There's a constant thing with investing is you're weighing up the psychology, I guess, of human behavior. And you're like...
This is the first time I've ever made a win. So I'm like, holy shit, do I sell? Do I keep it? Do I put more in? So I think my position is, because I've used my entire emergency fund, I think that I should take profits, create a new emergency fund, and then...
What about selling half? Nah, you don't really do things by halves.
Nah,
you kind of
extreme.
Yeah. Which has been good.
I think I'll sell it all.
Okay.
I'll put it in my emergency fund and then I'll just watch it. And if it goes up, gutted. But also, at least I have an emergency fund now.
True.
That more than double than what I would have put in,
Yeah. And in terms of your mental health and, having that money set aside would be much more beneficial than, oh, damn it, I could have made a bit more money. But the other baffling thing is that the price of gold is also hitting records. So we have got stock markets around the world. We spoke about how the Japanese stock market is hitting record highs. The S&P 500, the US stock market is hitting highs. We talk about Bitcoin. Like everything is going up. It's like, what is happening to the world? It's like, but also gold is hitting record highs. Now this is quite interesting because gold is considered like a safe haven. So when the world is capitulating, everyone's like, I want to own gold because it's like, it holds its value. It's, literally if the world were to like crumble tomorrow and you had a bar of gold, you'd be okay in terms of, you'd be financially okay.
This is caveman energy.
Yes. Yeah. So that's why when the world is in turmoil, people buy gold. And so it's almost like, and it's an inflation hedge as well. So if the world is, inflation is all over the show, then gold holds its value. Anyway, so it's weird to see stock markets and Bitcoin and really risky assets or investments doing well when gold is also doing well, because it's like, hang on, people invest in risky things and take that risk and would invest in the stock market because that means that companies are growing, the world's growing, the economy's doing really well, and people hold gold for the opposite reason. So yeah, but people are scared of like the politics in the US, how that's unfolding, what could happen there. Maybe that the stock market could correct because everything is at all-time highs. So that's why there's been this increase in price of gold. And it's what we call a flight to safety. So it's like, here we go. You're like, oh, good, some finance jargon. In terms of like people switching out into much more safer investments. But it's weird because we're kind of not seeing that. We're seeing the risky investments do well and the safe investments do well. So I don't know The world's a very confused place right now.
I honestly just reckon all the investors are totally full of shit, to be honest. Like, no one has any idea what's going on. No one's ever going to know what's going on. You know, you're
She
saying,
makes a tiny bit of money in Bitcoin. She's like, investors are all shit. No one knows what they're talking about.
Makes one good return.
Yeah.
She knows her shit. But I just mean there's like, you can never really ever predict anything, actually. And I think all it's really teaching me is what you said before. Have you made, the money that was helping you reach your goals?
Yep.
Are you making decisions that are right for you rather than doing what you think everyone's going to do or what you think's going to happen? It's much easier if you focus in on yourself rather than nitpicking or putting a micro.
Even get it right. And they spend like their full-time
That's
job.
what I mean.
I
think the job is redundant.
Yeah.
I just don't think there's a job for analysts. I actually think that we're all analysts.
But also we had International Women's Day last week. Awesome. Sorry, it's actually today, so I'm kind of like trying to be like.
I know you just sound so sarcastic. So we're recording on International Women's Day. Yes. This is going out on Monday, and she's trying her best to sound genuine.
So International Women's Day. So there's actually some really big news out of Australia, which kind of ties into International Women's Day. So
is this what I shared to our Instagram group?
I didn't see that.
Super stuff.
Yeah. You realise I wake up and I've like come straight into this record. Sophie, she thinks she's kind of like, oh, did you see Emily today? I was like, no, it's 7:30 in the morning. I've literally got out of bed to record this podcast.
We're on different time zones. It's really not a strength of mine, okay?
Sorry, little rant over. But no, I didn't see that.
Are you okay? Did you get that one out? Are you feeling all right?
Look, I haven't had a coffee, okay? I'm trying a new lemon water instead.
Oh shit, that makes a lot
Obviously
of
not
sense.
working. Anyway, yes. So big news in Australia. So people who receive government-funded paid parental leave. So this isn't companies that pay parental leave. This is because there are some companies that don't pay parental leave, which I find still crazy in 2024. But there is a government.
None at all.
So only 60%
so weird,
of large companies in Australia pay parental leave. So there's still 40% that don't, which I'm just like, I'm sorry, but why would I ever want to work at one of those firms? How do they even get staff? Anyway.
The thing is, I understand if it's a small company, I think it's really hard.
Totally.
Really hard. Like if you're a startup with not a lot of money and one of your key people, like I understand, but if you're a Lion Brewery or some
like a bank or like
Unilever.
Yeah.
And you can't afford to pay people while they're taking time off to have kids. It's like,
I know.
Surely people will stop working for those companies.
Totally.
Or they'll just have to change it.
Yeah. But anyway, so there is still 40% of companies that don't. But anyway, so in Australia, yes, the government announced that they will be paying superannuation on top of that paid parental leave. So that's effectively an extra 12% because super in Australia is 12%. It's 3% in New Zealand, which is crazy that it's like the savings rate in Australia is massive and it's great. If people are paying 12% of their salary to their super, amazing. But if you're not getting that because you're on paid parental leave from the government, your savings at retirement are going to be a lot less. So this is great news and it's just going to do wonders for helping the gender pay gap, women in the workforce, participating more, just everything. So, and
the motherhood penalty as well.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, isn't that mainly the reason why so many women, when it comes to retirement or going back into the workforce, have so much less? Is because it's not only just earning less, but it's also not contributing to your super or your KiwiSaver or whatever.
And your salary comes down and your expenses go up because you've now got a child. Like it's, of course, your contributions to your super are the last thing that you're thinking of. And so, but I'm also like, who put this policy in the first place, this paid parental policy, and didn't think about super or didn't think about superannuation? It was just like, oh no, we don't, it kind of baffles me sometimes when these policies get put in. But also Australia only has 20 weeks of paid parental leave from the government. So
how much is that? Months? 5 months.
5 months. Yeah.
So they get 5 months of paid leave now, plus on top of it that they get super?
12%. Yeah. But government paid parental leave is still very low. So a lot of companies will top it up to your salary. I don't know the exact figures, but say you were earning, I don't know, $800 a week in your job and the government paid parental leave was only $400. You know, you're still getting a significant reduction if your company doesn't pay it up, top up the difference. So yeah, but yeah, this is just great in the scheme of things. It's really going to help that. And, you know, in the case it's going to take 250 years to close the gender pay gap, hopefully that might shave a few years off, which would be great.
New Zealand, where you at?
Yeah, where you at, New Zealand?
America, where you at? Canada, where you at?
The country. Where are you?
At every country.
Yes. And in other news, so do you remember Weight Watchers?
Yeah, I used to love their bars. You know, those little ones with the apricot in the middle?
Yeah.
They were yum.
Yeah. So anyway, Oprah Winfrey, she joined the board of Weight Watchers 10 years ago. And the share price did amazingly well. And everyone's like, oh my God, she's going to be an ambassador, an advocate. And, you know, if Oprah's there, people want to join Weight Watchers and all of this. And she has just announced that she is leaving Weight Watchers board after 10 years. Because, and I'm just like,
oh no, why?
Because she started to take weight loss pills. I know. And I'm just like, I'm sorry. And
she said that outright.
Yeah, outright. Yeah. And she's like, so I'm like, firstly, you're just saying that the business that you've been on the board for the last 10 years hasn't worked because like, and B, you're kind of saying that the whole business model is screwed because if you can't lose weight, you're going to take these weight loss medication. I'm just like, honestly, I was
Hold on. Is she saying I'm taking weight loss pills or
I'm taking weight loss medication? She goes, and then the rest of the board comes out, the chairperson of the board comes out and says, to eliminate any perceived conflict of interest around her taking weight loss medication, Oprah has decided to leave the board of Weight Watchers. I was just like, and then I sat there and I was like, what would it be like? And I was like, it would be like you're using your Samsung phone and you're the CEO of Apple or something. Or you turn up in Adidas and you work at Nike.
I think what's more important is the fact that she is publicly talking about taking weight loss medication when she is the icon for self-love and self-acceptance and self-growth. And then you're going and taking weight loss pills. I don't know if that's giving young women the most
great thing to look up to. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
With no context. If you're unhealthy and you're so overweight that your doctor has said you need to get your stomach stapled or whatever it's called, or you need to take these weight loss pills because you're at risk from a health perspective, different.
Totally, yeah.
But with no context, it sort of feels a bit off brand.
But I'm also like, wouldn't you just come out and say for personal reasons? Or I don't know, and then you can, I feel like there's something that's gone on at the board level and she probably hasn't been happy for a while or they haven't been happy with her. And I don't know. Yeah, it's quite interesting.
There's
I'm just
so
like,
many things
you don't
wrong
come
with
out,
that.
You don't leave a relationship like that with the board of directors that you've been on the board with for 10 years and say, screw you, Weight Watchers hasn't worked for me, so I'm taking weight loss medication. Do you know what I mean? Like it's like a kick in the guts. It's like someone leaving, the board of Adidas and saying, I'm leaving because I prefer Nike clothing. It's
like walking out with your Nikes on.
Yeah, you can just leave and be like, I'm leaving for personal reasons or because I want to pursue something else. You don't have to leave and kick them while you're down kind of thing. Anyway, so the share price of Weight Watchers has plummeted and it fell about 20% in one day on that news. It has had a really shit time though. And I also think the big learning from this is like, Weight Watchers also get up with the play. Like,
oh, it's so 90s.
Yeah.
Weight Watchers, honestly, it's bizarre to even think about the ads that were in the 90s and how Weight Watchers was being marketed to young women.
Yeah. And also like weight watching. It's like now there's all like wellness, eating healthy, being strong, being fit, but you still have the name Weight Watchers. Anyway, it's baffling.
I was just seeing it. I saw a post on, I think it must have been an International Women's Day thing around the way that men work out comparatively to women and how they're basically just saying like, take up space. Like women can be strong and work out because they want to feel like they can run away from a lion, or they can, you're not working out for the purpose of how you look. You're working out to feel strong in your body and be capable. And it's just changing the narrative of what exercise looks like for women compared to why, we're told work out or eat less or blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
Like,
shape up,
actually,
tone.
Do you know what I'm incredibly sick of? My algorithm serving me chin up, want to learn how you can get rid of your double chin, or like wanting to know how you can suck in that tummy with a fucking skim suit. I'm like, honestly, shut up. Like, I'm so off it.
And you like
Sometimes
hover
I
on it
shut
for
my
like
phone
a
and
few too
throw it
many
away.
seconds. And then you're like, no, I'm going to get fed heaps of this. You're like, oh.
Honestly, I'm so off it.
Yeah.
I'm so off it.
No, definitely.
I started reporting ads. I started reporting them because I'm like, stop telling me what to look like.
I started
Actually,
watching How to Circumcise a Penis, and
wait, sorry. I'm sorry.
I don't know why I got fed
What?
it.
And where?
I don't know why I got fed it. It was on my algorithm.
Oh, it was like
and my sister looked over and she was like, what are you watching? I was like, I don't know, but I'm kind of intrigued. And then I was like, oh my God, I hope I don't get a whole lot of circumcision ads now.
Sorry. What do you mean how to like as if it's a home job that someone's going to need to
it was
know
like
how
the
to do
procedure.
it?
It was like the procedure. It wasn't like how to do it as a home job. It was like, this is how it's done. Sorry. Okay. And I was just
how
like,
is it done? Do they just chop the end off?
Nah, it is. I kind of got bored, to be honest. I was like, okay, this is too long. I don't really know. But anyway,
well, that's so funny that you're getting fed that.
Yeah. But then you're watching it and you're kind of intrigued. And then you're like, oh, no, I don't want to be fed a whole lot of circumcision content, please. But yes, back to Weight Watchers. So like you were saying, like the whole weight loss thing and like the yo-yo-ness of dieting, this company does super, super well at the beginning of the year when everyone's like, new year, new me. And they have so many subscribers to the Weight Watchers platform. Like, honestly, their chart looks quite interesting. It's like this huge spike at the beginning of the year, and then the revenue just drops and drops and drops and drops throughout the year, and then a massive spike the next year, and then drop. And so they have to keep winning back these customers each year. And also, if people are doing well, they're going to leave the platform. If they're not doing well, they're going to leave the platform. So you're kind of, I think the whole business model is a bit screwed, But yeah. Anyway, so the lack of that revenue visibility is, for me, what personally scared me about investing in this business. And I have to admit, I have invested in Weight Watchers years ago. I know. It was when Oprah joined the board and they did a rebrand. They rebranded from Weight Watchers to WW. Yeah, I can't even remember the rationale that I invested in it, but it was a terrible investment.
Was this personally or through work?
Through work, yeah. So it wasn't my finest moment.
It probably did quite a decent amount.
No, it didn't. Yeah, no, it was, I mean, the last 12 months, the share price is down 60%. And the S&P 500's up 30% in the last 6 months. So, last 12 months. So that's like, this has gone down. And the overall market has gone up. So yeah, I don't know what's going to happen to Weight Watchers, but I think it's
really off. I think the taste is not, it's not in. I also want to go for or invest in companies that are doing good stuff in the world. And I feel like this is an example of a company that I don't believe in the ethos of what they're doing. And for sure, there's obviously people who need help losing weight because they're unhealthy and their doctors have said you need to go down a dress size or whatever different. And if they need that help, fine. I'm not saying there's no space for that. But when you're preying on the insecurity, mainly of women, because they need to look a certain way, for me, that's not a company I want to support with my money.
No, I agree. But yeah, I think it's always good to look back at your investments as well. Like, I would never invest in that now, but it's easy to say that when the share price has fallen so much. But yeah, it's like you said, do your values align with this business? Do you like what it does? Do you see it being successful? Do you see it surviving in the next 5-10 years? Like, this company has to have a massive rebrand, almost become a new company, which is expensive and time consuming and takes so long to turn around a business. I'd be like, you know what? Nah, there's so many other businesses that I admire, that I want to see grow, that I want to see successful. So,
do you know what I kind of like about what you just said as well? It's similar to how you grow and change with your fashion or the people you spend time with or the kind of work you want to do. Like, you grow and change. And some things that you might have invested in 10 years ago will be very different to how you invest in 10 years.
Yeah.
Which honestly is exactly why I've never got a tattoo, because if I was made to wear 3/4 bright orange Dickies that I wore when I was 10 at 30, I'd be gutted.
And
do you know what I
sneakers,
mean? Like,
yeah.
Ooh. But because you can sell your investments when they're dated or no longer serve you, you can leave when you're like, I'm done with that. Bye.
Yeah. That's always good. Yeah. You're about your, oh my God, yeah, I'm just going to shut up. Didn't really have anything good to say on that one. Okay, babe. Well, go finish that Corona.
Yeah, I'll go for. Do you know what? I might just whip on a bit of Gossip Girl, have a shower, put a face mask on, finish my Corona in bed.
Well, I have to commute from east to west London in rush hour, so wish me
Love
luck.
that for you.
I know. Some
have fun being a sardine in the tube.
Humans. Well, actually, not sweetie. It's freezing. But yeah, I will
Is it?
be a sardine. Yeah, I kind of like it. I like being a sardine.
Yeah, you're so weird.
I know.
I love that everyone has to line up on the right side of the, of the escalator down. It's so orderly, and everyone's just doing the same thing. Whereas there's like me on the left side being like, okay, coming through.
Oh my God, I know. I am so weird.
You're such a weirdo. Like, if you could have a briefcase, you would. Like if you could be sitting there with your briefcase, like.
Oh my God, I've actually been looking at these ones
so
online.
Fun.
It's quite funny. Not briefcases, but like
do a real funny.
Oh my God, should we do a day in the life off? Oh my God.
Yes, and just mock each other.
Oh my God, it'd be quite mean. I feel like it'd be.
You'd just be late everywhere for me, turning up sweaty and stressed, and I'd be
wearing
like,
bright, colourful clothes.
You want to change your meeting? Sorry, no, it's actually been in the diary for 2 weeks. We're not able to do that.
Oh my God, working with me must suck.
Lol. Okay. Anyway, I will chat to you later.
Thank you so much for listening to The Curve Weekly. Make sure you hit the subscribe button to stay up to date with all the money, biz and stock market news. And if you like what you heard, we would love a review. Thank you.
Yes, we would love a review. But if you did hate it, please, don't leave one if you hate it. No, but in all seriousness, could you please leave a review? Because it really helps other people find our cute little podcast.
And we hope you have a good week and see you next Monday.
Bye.
Bye.